Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A landmark moment for India beckons. From the 1st of May, all adults in India will be eligible and will start to get their jabs. At least that's the idea. That's close to another 50 crores. 500 million Indians who will join the vaccination drive. But even today, as the registration of this category of people between the ages of 18 and 44 opened for adults, there were no available slots that have been given by any state so far for these vaccinations yet. All because the states are not even aware of their current availability and how much people will expect and how many people they can vaccinate starting the 1st of May and how much they will have left with them. Before I get into the details of the vaccination numbers, here's how the political class and the states responded to the vaccination drive.
बड़े पैमाने पे हम वैक्सीनेशन कर सकते हैं। हमारे पास ह्यूमन रिसोर्स है, हमारे पास कोल्ड चेन है, हमारे पास AEFI की सिस्टम्स उपलब्ध हैं, जगह उपलब्ध है और डॉक्टर्स भी उपलब्ध है। सवाल सिर्फ है कि हमें जितना क्वांटम में वैक्सीन चाहिए वो हमें नहीं मिल रहा है।
तो सीरम इंस्टीट्यूट से हमारे अधिकारियों ने बात की तो उन लोगों ने कहा कि साहब हमने 3,75,00,000 डोज बुक की है। तो जवाब ये मिला था कि भाई 15 मई तक तो हम जो हमारे पास भारत सरकार से पहले से ऑर्डर मिले हुए हैं उनकी आपूर्ति नहीं कर पाएंगे, तो आपको कहां से देंगे।
लोगों के अपॉइंटमेंट्स कैंसिल हो रहे हैं क्योंकि टीका है ही नहीं। बड़े बड़े सेंटर्स बंद हो रहे हैं, राज्यों में 800-800 सेंटर्स बंद हो गए। एक ही आंकड़ा है, 15 दिन में 40 से 45% के बीच में वैक्सीनेशन गिर गया है क्योंकि प्रचुर मात्रा में टीके उपलब्ध ही नहीं है टीकाकरण के लिए।
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the basic numbers as far as vaccinations are concerned. Currently, India produces about 70 to 80 million doses per month. This includes both vaccines currently in the market, which is Covishield and Covaxin. But out of these 85 million doses, only 60 to 70 million doses are meant for Indians living in India. The others are export obligations and global commitments that the companies have. Now let's look at the desired rate of production to inoculate our adults who become eligible from the 1st of May. At present, we have access to 60 to 70 million doses per month. If India wants to vaccinate 80% of its desired population from May 1st, India would need at least 170 million doses per month. That's the kind of projection that states have given. And India hopes to vaccinate 10% of its population. It will need 220 million doses starting the 1st of May. So a total of 187 crore doses will be required for the 94 crore people who are now eligible for vaccinations. And at the current rate, with 66 million doses being given per month, only 30% of India's population will be vaccinated by the end of 2021. What India needs is almost a threefold increase. That is at least 16.6 crore doses per month if it has to inoculate 80% of its population. Now, this map on your screens shows the expected time to cover 80% of the population at the current rate of vaccination in each state. At least 9 states, home to 58% of India's vaccine-eligible population, will be unable to cover this target till the end of even next year. In fact, by December 2022, states like Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bengal, Andhra Pradesh and Assam, which are highly populated, to vaccinate 80% of their populations, they will possibly need up to June of 2023. And that really is the problem. availability of vaccines. States are already saying that they have not been promised any vaccination yet from the private producers. Yes, imports are coming in of Sputnik. The government has also opened in imports of Johnson & Johnson as well as Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. But clearly, these exports from these countries not tied up in any commercial deals so far. So that brings me to the legitimate question, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Can India overcome its vaccine hurdle? That's the question and the debate coming up on the other side. Vaccine for all check. That's the hashtag and the debate coming up.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight, Dr. Sambit Patra, spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Sumant Sriraman, he's a doctor, an author, a supporter of Congress party or anything that is opposing the BJP. Shehzad Poonawala, lawyer. Also joining me is Reena Gupta of the Aam Aadmi Party and Riju Datta of the Trinamool Congress. But my first question goes to our expert tonight, Dr. Sushila Kataria, senior consultant at Medanta Hospitals in Gurugram. Dr. Kataria, I want to ask you, most states have come back and said that they don't know how they are going to procure their vaccines because till the 15th of May, the private producers, Serum Institute and Bharat Biotech are both busy in delivering the orders to the center. Private hospitals themselves, are they really prepared at this point in time? Are the supply chains in place for you to give vaccinations to the population between the ages of 18 and 44? What happens to the second dose that is required by some who are above the 45 years of age? What is the kind of availability?
So that's the biggest question now, that what we will do after the 1st of May. As this vaccination is going to be an Herculean task, not only because there is a demand and supply gap, but also as terms of the infrastructure. Because right now we are struggling with a major wave of COVID pandemic, and most of the healthcare workers are busy handling the acute burning issues of these patients. Along with this, we have to divert to vaccination, and so far as we are aware, the availability of vaccine is a major issue. We have not been able to assure, concrete appointments for the patients who are in the age group of 18 to 45. And right now there is not much assured what we will get on 1st of May. So I can say yes, a lot of uncertainties are around. How are we going to execute all this. I would say yes, there are many challenges.
So let me get in Dr. Sambit Patra. Dr. Sambit Patra, that is the question, and that is the concern that's coming in from a medical expert, that they're ready, their hospitals are ready, vaccination centers are ready, but right now they are overburdened with handling of the second wave. And of course, the biggest question is of the availability of the vaccine itself. Most states don't know what the supply chain provision is going to be, which state is going to be given the priority. If the center is going to take all the orders up until 15th of May, then what happens to states? Many questions still remain to be answered. Dr. Patra.
Navika, I would like to begin on a personal note today because we have Dr. Sushila Kataria from Medanta Hospital on the panel. She was my doctor also. When I was admitted under COVID, she was my treating physician. And my salutations to her. She's one of the best doctors in this field, and the amount of work that she has been doing is something which is uncomparable. And for the first time, I'm seeing her, I'm seeing her face, because I have seen her in the hospital always with a mask on. So I could not recognize her for the first time when I saw her on the television. But hats off to you, madam. And
kit.
Great work.
And a PPE kit.
No, she does not use a PPE kit. And she says that she can work without a PPE kit. She does not strain the resources, but of course she is always masked. But salutations to you, ma'am, the kind of great work that you have been doing. My namaste to you. Now coming to the issue, and please allow me certain time to answer you, because this is a very serious issue, a very important one, and people would like to understand it. Remember, as far as the vaccine policy of India is concerned, this has been designed as per the WHO guidelines. It is scientific, it is well defined, and it is as per the epidemiological structures of the WHO guidelines. What was the structure? The structure is any country has to, in fact, vaccinate the frontline workers, those above 45 with comorbidities, those above 60, and then those above 45 without even comorbidities, because 90% of the mortality falls within this gamut. So, in fact, India started with this policy. While we were doing with this phase, there was a demand from the states that we want liberalization, number one. We want an open market system. We want the private entities to also open up. And this is what exactly the central government did. We liberalized the whole process. Now, in the liberalization, the 50% quota that the central government is supplying to the state continues unhindered as it is. I'll just give you one example since it would consume much time. For instance, as of today, while we are debating, we have approximately 5,06,319 in-stock vaccine in Maharashtra alone. Similarly, since we have Mr. Riju from TMC in Bengal, in stock is 6,92,808, and in pipeline is 4 lakhs. In Maharashtra, in pipeline is 10 lakhs. So naturally, 1 lakh. I'm sorry, it's 1 lakh. So sorry. So I mean, there is no dearth of vaccination as far as the free quota from the center is concerned. As far as the state quota from the first is concerned, the liberalization policy says that the states can negotiate with the private firms, negotiate on price, negotiate on the doses, negotiate on the timing of the delivery of the vials. Now, over here, the only suggestion from us is, if you negotiate in a way that we will procure a huge bulk, we will be the first to pay. Initially, we will give you the advance payment, etc. Probably they being the private players, they come up with the bulk, the production, etc. We would like to be extremely categorical over here. The central government is not the vaccine producer. The central government is not the negotiator. We can only request, but we are not the ones who would negotiate. We are not the ones.
Fair point, Dr. Patra. But if all the available vaccines have been contracted and ordered by the center itself, the states will not have access. In fact, every state has come out and said that till 15th of March, at least the Serum Institute, which is producing the bulk of the vaccine doses in India, because the production facility at Bharat Biotech of the Covaxin is a smaller quantity. Till 15th of May, Serum Institute is not even entertaining any orders. While price is a separate matter, it's the availability which is a question. And Riju Datta, I want to get you in on this one. There are numbers that are being mentioned. The mentioned numbers include those from West Bengal. And if I tell you the West Bengal numbers clearly show that you do have stocks of vaccination available. The pace of giving the vaccines has not been as fast as it should have been, and therefore the stocks are available with you. So why create a panic and why talk about shortages even at a time when you do have some stocks available with you? First give those and then begin to look at the other supplies that will come in as production increases and imports also increase.
Navika ji, you have asked a very pertinent question, and I'll go by what the CoWIN app records are. If you see the CoWIN app records, ma'am, Bengal is in the top 3 states in terms of vaccination drive. Our vaccination drive average per day is 42,000 patients. Now, the 6 lakh figure that Sambit Patra ji very well given, out of that, most of it is the second dose. We are lacking the first dose of vaccines. And when we will open the floodgates, as per the CoWIN app, till August, it will take only to vaccinate 35 crores of the 45 plus. Now, between 18 to 40 for the remaining bulk of the population, I don't know how we are going to vaccinate. So there is a huge shortage of vaccines. That is why on 24th February, before the elections were also announced, Mamata Banerjee wrote a letter to the PMO saying, give us the vaccine, we will buy it directly at our cost from the state exchequer, from the manufacturer, but that was denied. The CoWIN app today opened up for registration. It is even worse than the IRCC website, and it crashed in probably the first 2 minutes also. Now, secondly, we will come to the price point also.
Well,
because in states, the price also matters, Navika ji. Let's give me 30 more seconds.
According to the latest numbers, Riju Datta, according to the latest numbers, you had stocks of 3 lakh doses. You have doses in the pipeline which are 4 lakh. So 7 lakh availability is there.
Madam,
so 7 lakh availability is there.
Madam, if we run out of vaccine, that is a different issue altogether. But in a state with a population of 10 crore people, we have 7 lakhs, out of which a majority of it is the second dose. How will we vaccinate the young guys between 18 to 45? We do not have much of the first doses. When the High Court has
Dr. Patra, respond to Riju Datta's concern. Respond to Riju Datta's concern.
Riju ji, with all due respect, let's not spread any kind of canard or misinformation over here. The 7 lakh that we are talking about, 2,92,000 odd that is already in store, and 4 lakh which is in pipeline, which would be delivered by 30th of this month. It's not that it is designated only for the second dose. In fact, it is for any dose which the state feels free. To give. You are free to give. It's the first dose or the second dose. Why do you see this as a second dose vaccine or third dose vaccine? Secondly, Mamata Banerjee, right? Sir, let me complete, sir. And Mamata Banerjee was demanding that please open this, let it be liberalized process. Let us talk to the manufacturers. Let us negotiate with the manufacturers. She can do it. She could have done it. The day, in fact, Modi ji opened it up, that day itself, she could have hooked up a telephone and she could have called manufacturers, she could have negotiated it. If you have anything on this regard, whether there has been any negotiation with any of these manufacturers, please enlighten us. Rather than politics.
Let me just come in quickly. Navika, let's come in quickly. See, the problem...
Let me get in.
Can I get 10 seconds, Navika ji? 10 seconds.
Riju Datta.
10 seconds.
Yes, Riju Datta.
As per the numbers of 2.5 lakh vaccines which is available in Bengal, again I'm saying our delivery rate is 42,000 per day. So it is going to get over in 5 mere days. आपका supply chain हमें बता दीजिए.
So we will give you. Riju, don't be in a panic situation. We have always delivered. You will be getting that. Already in 3 days you are going to get 4 lakh vaccines. So why to say? No, why to think that after 5 days you'll be left with no vaccine? You are going to get your supply.
So, sir,
Riju ji, right from the first day, all of you have been apprehensive. Riju ji, let me tell you. Riju ji, let's not shout. Riju ji, let's not shout. Let me clarify. Let me assure you. See, right from the very beginning, many of the states, including Bengal and Maharashtra, etc., they have been shouting that, look, we do not have enough doses. What will happen tomorrow? We may run out of the doses. But have they run out of doses as yet? No. From the day since we started the vaccination drive, none of your states have run out of doses. My only request is please see to it that more people are vaccinated. Please ramp up your infrastructure, vaccinate more people.
This is exactly the point, Dr. Patra. You have hit the nail on the head. So जब तक लोगों को वैक्सीन नहीं मिलेगा, जब तक लोग मरेंगे नहीं, तब तक आप लोग सुनेंगे नहीं. ऑक्सीजन का भी तो
आपको वैक्सीनेशन करना है. आप वैक्सीनेशन करते क्यों नहीं हैं?
भाई,
why don't you ramp up the vaccination?
एक मिनट, allow me to come in and let me get in Reena Gupta. Reena Gupta, I find it a little odd that all political parties who were talking about that the central control should go away, states should be given their own chance. States were told, several weeks ago that you can go ahead, you can order your own vaccines, you can go get and decide. 50% center will give you still. The other 50%, whether you want to get in corporate people to sponsor it or whether you want to sponsor it yourselves, you should be able to acquire the vaccines, negotiate with the vaccine manufacturers and begin to vaccinate the populations that you are responsible for in your own state. So, Reena Gupta, where is the problem? Why continue to point fingers? Because supplies were limited. After all, these companies which have started manufacture got the approvals at a certain stage. They were even producing the vaccine before the approvals came in, taking the monetary risk and putting in their investments for it. Now the supply is what it is. Just fighting with the center, is it going to solve anything? The imagination of the states should be in full play. How you get it, at what rate you get it, do it because you wanted liberalization and no central controls. Here you have it.
Navika, very early on in the COVID war, we knew that vaccination was going to be a very important tool. In January itself, we knew that we would need to vaccinate, at a very, very fast pace. But all the while, the central government, all that they were doing were buying MLAs and contesting elections in West Bengal. And I'm very sorry to say Samved Patra has no clue about what WHO is saying about vaccination. According to WHO, vaccination is a public good, which means it should be universal, it should be free of cost. And liberalization does not mean that you leave the states at this stage when the vaccines are not available for each of the states to negotiate their prices with a private manufacturer. Please, seriously, this is not done anywhere in the world, let alone in the history of the country. Control of infectious disease is a concurrent subject, and right from independence, it has been the responsibility of the central government to procure the vaccines. Navika, I'll give you an example. A small state in the northeast, suppose they need the vaccines and the vaccination companies in Maharashtra.
But then why
Navika,
did you question it in the first place? Why did you question the central control? Shehzad Poonawalla, isn't it odd? Isn't it odd when the center was procuring, when the center was delivering to states, at that point in time they had a problem. They had a problem कि Prime Minister ने आसाम का गमछा क्यों पहना है, नर्स जो लगा रही है वो केरला की क्यों है, पुडुचेरी की क्यों है. That time those were the questions. And some even questioned whether the vaccine was a BJP vaccine. We don't want it. And then when the liberalization happens, they say the center should procure it. What do they want?
Liberalization does not mean deregulation of price, Navika. These are two very different things. Let's not confuse one with the other.
Okay, now may I speak? Navika, in the words of a very famous meme, हम करे तो करे क्या, बोले तो बोले क्या. वाह केजरीवाल जी, वाह वाह बाकी हमारे विजू जी, वाह. And I'll tell you why I'll say this. 16 करोड़ फ्री वैक्सीन दी, उसमें से स्टेट्स को अभी तक उन्होंने 15 करोड़ इस्तेमाल किया, 1 करोड़ वैक्सीन बाकी है, 57 लाख 3 दिन में पाइपलाइन में पहुंच रहा है. और हर स्टेट ये क्रेडिट ले रहा है कि मैंने सबसे ज्यादा वैक्सीन लगाया, और उनके प्रवक्ता यहां पर फिर आकर कहते हैं कि देखो वैक्सीन मिल ही नहीं रहा. तो आप क्रेडिट भी ले रहे हैं. महाराष्ट्र कह रहा है मैंने सबसे ज्यादा वैक्सीन लगाया, और फिर शो पर आकर कहेंगे कि हमें वैक्सीन ही नहीं मिल रहा. तो दिस काइंड ऑफ डबल स्पीक कैन ओनली बी डन बाय इंडियन पॉलिटिशियंस, एंड वैक्सीन आर नॉट इन शॉर्ट सप्लाई. इट इज द पॉलिटिक्स का मुद्दा जो शॉर्ट सप्लाई में जाएगा, इसीलिए यहाँ पर आकर इस तरीके के तर्क दे रहे. नो, टेल मी वन थिंग नाविका, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इफ यू वांट टू स्टार्ट ऑन दिस पॉइंट ऑफ वैक्सीन हेजिटेंसी एंड वैक्सीन हेजिटेंसी मिटाना है, सो फर्स्ट टीएमसी एंड आम आदमी पार्टी एंड मिस्टर रमन, who is a doctor, not a spin doctor, should condemn those who said that this was BJP vaccine, this was a vaccine that was...
Yes, Mr. Poonawalla, I condemn it right on this TV program.
Reena ji, don't interrupt, please. Reena ji, don't interrupt. Reena ji, don't interrupt, please. I request you. No, Reena ji, 10 seconds. No, I am not interrupting. I need 10 seconds.
Even in Haryana and UP, which are BJP states,
please don't do this. We are all doing debate from home. Let me not shout. There are people in my area. Please. Now, Navika, just one more thing. This same spin doctor on the panel, one spin doctor and one genuine doctor who has already spoken. This spin doctor came and defended when emergency utilization approval was given to Bharat Biotech Covaxin. He should apologize. Will the spin doctor who came to defend Shashi Tharoor's argument that Bharat Biotech, Jairam Ramesh's argument that Bharat Biotech should not be given EUA, shouldn't he first apologize? Then you ask questions of Mr. Samved Patra's party. The problem, Navika, is that today we have reached 16 crore vaccinations at a rate faster than United States and China, but there are people who want to only create obstruction because they are fighting COVID. Nahi, they are fighting Narendra Modi. Unko Narendra Modi se ladna hai, not COVID.
Navika, I'd like to respond.
Suman Siraman.
Yeah, and I would like 45 seconds.
Deregulating prices different from liberalization. Center control नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन center को procure करना चाहिए. गाली भी देंगे center को और credit भी लेंगे कि we are doing the fastest vaccination. Yet they want the center to do everything. You know, why is it such a confused atmosphere on the vaccination front? You know, when it is time to work together, the states will not work together. When it's time for them to do their own thing, they will say, why is the center not doing it?
Navika, how many ever of you on this show try to put, you cannot detract from the fact that the entire vaccine procurement has been bungled in a colossal manner, and that is going to cost lives. Not just, it is probably already costing lives. Let's be very clear on this. Today, Mr. Poonawalla puts out a tweet. And what does he say in the tweet? He says he has decided out of, the goodness of his heart or whatever, to reduce the price from 400 to 300. What are we talking about? These vaccines are not being manufactured or being created by these people. Government, Oxford University funded. British government funded Oxford University. Oxford University gave the license to AstraZeneca. Covaxin, ICMR, NIV Pune, they're all involved. And we are going around pleading with these people saying, one day it is 150, few days later it is 400, then it is 600 for private sector. Today it comes down to 300. What a joke. First of all, let us understand there is a severe scarcity of vaccines in many states. In my state, Tamil Nadu, Covaxin, second dose, people are waiting for the last 1 week. Don't believe me, go and look at it. The government itself has put it out. Please, and look, Covaxin, yes, every right-thinking expert.
Pipeline.
Will you please keep quiet? I did not interrupt you. I did not interrupt you. Don't heckle. Don't heckle. Don't.
The vaccine. You said that BJP is doing path with those who are their allies and their partners. They're giving those people vaccines.
Don't heckle. It's my turn to speak. Tell him to shut up, yeah. Shut up, yeah. You're killing people, man. Shut up. Shut up,
Mr. Raman. The only person has been.
Well. 1 minute. Let's not lose our shirts. Let's not call each other names. Dr. Sumansi Raman. 1 minute. Shehzad Poonawalla and Dr. Sumansi Raman. Yes, there are issues, but let's not lose our patience. Let's not call each other names. Let's not say shut up and all. Make your point, Sumansi Raman, and I'll give you time, Shehzad, to rebut him. Sumansi Raman.
Navika, it is not few of us. Every expert in the country, Gagandeep Kang, so many experts said Covaxin phase 3 clinical trial data must be put out. Till date, it has not been officially put out. It has not been peer reviewed. Only the company has claimed.
तो चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए वैक्सीन? एक तरफ कहते हैं शॉर्टेज है, एक तरफ कहते हैं टेस्टेड नहीं है. चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए? चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए?
Let me finish. There is, every country has adopted a process. Most developed countries place. What are you confusing the viewer? That the data must be put out is a mandatory requirement in most countries. We told Pfizer, a vaccine that has been tested all over the world, which has been given all over the world. We told them in January, no, we can't take your vaccine. Come and do a trial here. And now we give approval in April for the same vaccine without a trial. 3 months has been lost. Most countries placed orders for vaccines starting from July, August of 2020. India placed the order in January of 2021. What are we even defending here? Please have a conscience. Come on. Have a conscience.
Let's not have a shouting match. I have a conscience and I'm answering
Dr. Patra, it's a fact. Dr. Patra, it's a fact that liberalization did not mean that you leave everybody in the lurch and, tell them fend for yourself when there are no doses available for the Serum Institute to give to any other state or private hospital. On the other hand, and we are getting breaking news coming in at this time. Just two numbers that I want to tell our viewers all about. The COVID registrations figures, about 80,000 registrations on day one. And that also when it opened at 4 p.m. this evening. Most of these came in the last 3 hours. And 55,000 per minute is the kind of traffic that we saw on the COVID site. Now that's the kind of demand that we are seeing. Dr. Patra, when there are no supplies, when the manufacturers cannot provide, why are we going ahead and giving the date of 1st of May, which is unrealistic, number one, and number two, you provided in your budget for 35,000 crore rupees to meet the vaccination cost of India. Why now suddenly dump it on the states?
Navika, let me answer all of these, and particularly Dr. Sumant Siraman, since also he's a practicing doctor. Let me answer. Number one, this Pfizer thing has been asked a number of times from many people, including Mr. Chetan Bhagat, who raised questions on why Pfizer should not be allowed into India, or why, in fact, it took back its submission. Remember, as far as Pfizer is concerned, Pfizer wanted an indemnity bond from India that it would not be sued in India legally for any side effects that would take place in the Indian population after vaccination. Remember, in fact, researches conducted elsewhere have shown that particularly in India, there is a chance that there can be high risk of palsy or anaphylaxis, to which, in fact, Pfizer did not agree, that they would not be liable to being sued over here in India. Number two, in fact, Pfizer was not ready for the bridge experiment over here in India. That's the reason as to why it would be resubmitting its claim for vaccination in India in due course of time. As far as this private players, that is SI... Sir, just a second, sir, just a second. Please, let's not shout. One by one. Let me answer one by one. Sir, the indemnity bond that Pfizer wants is something which we cannot allow to happen, because every life here is precious, number one. Number two, look at this.
Now, sir.
Sir, just a second. Let me complete. The question, let me answer. Number one, Navika, the question is, why the state governments are not able to procure? Why was this date declared of 1st of May if it is not practical? Navika, liberalization has been done in keeping with the demands of the state, that they all wanted to, in fact, design their own way of vaccination apart from the priority list that the central government. As far as the 35,000 crore rupees that, in fact, the government kept apart from its budget for vaccination, of course, that is the amount which is being used for vaccination. I mean, states' vaccination program is going to be progressive, and it is going to be evolving. Centers. I mean, the vaccination phase 3 program we are entering, but this is going to be progressive, and this is going to be evolving in the sense that it is gradually going to be universal, and it is going to be progressive. So this 35,000 crore rupees is going to be spent by the center. One most important thing which I want every viewer to listen, this dichotomy between the center and the state, this bifurcation that state is different and center is different is absolutely unwanted. The center is not buying the vaccines and keeping it in Nirman Bhavan or the parliamentary building. Absolutely not. The center is sending every vial that it has procured free of cost, I mean, to the states. To the states. It is Jharkhand, it is Maharashtra, it is Delhi, it is Bengal, it is Orissa, it is Uttar Pradesh, that the states people are getting vaccinated by this vaccine. So for God's sake, folded hands, I would say that this kind of cacophony should not be raised over an issue as if states and the central government are running parallel. No, sir. They are converging line. Every resource of the center is only for the states.
Datta, that is the basic point.
Navika,
you are saying that the center is not paying. So far, I'm coming to you, Reena Gupta. Riju Datta first. The center is not keeping any of the vials because the center as such, does not have any people under its own self. Everybody lives. In fact, if you talk about all the ministries that are located in New Delhi, in the national capital, which is what represents the central government, then they are all residents of Delhi, and therefore the Delhi government gives them the jabs that they require. So what Sambit Patra is saying, that every vial that has been procured has been given to states. The center is not keeping anything in its own pocket. It goes to every single state, whether it's a state which is a BJP state or whether it's a state that is the West Bengal state or Delhi state or Rajasthan, it goes to them. So why are you questioning the fact that खुद तो तुमने ले लिया फ्री, हमारे लिए इतना महंगा कर दिया? अरे वो फ्री वाला भी तो आप ही के लोगों के लिए गया था।
मैं सिर्फ 2 सवाल करूंगा। पहला सवाल, 35,000 करोड़ रुपया संबित जी ने बोला कि वैक्सीन खरीदने के लिए है, तो 35,000 करोड़ को अगर आप 150 से डिवाइड करेंगे, दैट इज 233 करोड़ वैक्सीन. दैट इज मोर देन इनफ टू वैक्सीनेट एवरी सिंगल पर्सन इन दिस कंट्री. देन व्हाई
3,000 करोड़ रुपया अभी दिया एसआईआई को, 1,500 करोड़ रुपीस अभी भारत बायोटेक को दिया कि नहीं इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर रैंप अप करने के लिए? वो सब कैलकुलेशन होगा कि नहीं होगा इसमें?
लोगों को मान लो सर, अभी सुन लीजिए.
नहीं सर, आप लोग केवल राजनीति कर रहे हैं. टेल मी, 3,000 करोड़ रुपीस वाज गिवन टू एसआईआई और नॉट? 1,500 crore was given to Bharat Biotechnics or not? Tell me that.
35,000 crores divided by 150 is 233.
My God,
233 crores.
Riju ji, do you feel that it is so simple? Don't you feel that production of vaccine also needs any amount of money? Don't you feel that infrastructure for vaccination needs to be ramped up? All these calculations you will never take.
In the harshest possible work. So
No, Dr. Patra, out of the 35,000 crore earmark, if I convert that to the total requirement, it is about 187 doses that India needs, then it is almost working out to 186 rupees, but actually it's costing you 150 rupees. So you have more money than required for the entire country to be vaccinated.
No.
At least the adult population of this country.
Navika, the distribution. Navika, let me answer that. Navika, the distribution is not as simplistic as we are saying. You would have seen only a couple of weeks ago, not even a couple of weeks ago, about a week ago, in fact, 3,000 crore rupees was earmarked for ramping up the infrastructure of SII's production. Similarly, 1,500 crore that was demanded by Bharat Biotech was supplied to them. So all this was given to them, and this logistics of ramping up the infrastructure so that the vaccine production also increases is extremely important. Remember one thing.
Reena Gupta, when the center was controlling it, you wanted open it up to all Indian adults. Everybody was questioning the center. You have a stranglehold. Let state manage their own affairs. Let them procure them. Let them decide that everybody should be vaccinated. This is exactly the problem that you should have envisaged, and preempted, that there would be more people than there were vaccinations. Now, welcome to the party.
Navika, let's just talk about pricing. The same vaccine is being exported to UK and Bangladesh for $3 and $4, and you are telling the states that you buy it for $8. What sense does it make? And please, Adar Poonawalla...
Shehzad is responding to that. Shehzad Poonawalla is responding to that. Shehzad.
I did not get my 10 seconds.
Navika, provided she will not interrupt me. Can I please clarify this point?
I did not get my 10 seconds.
But let me answer this, then I have a question for you. Please answer this, then you come back. Please, give me 20 seconds to respond.
In the history of the country, we have...
Please, Navika.
I'm running out of time, Reena Gupta, which is why... Just hang on. Allow me to moderate the debate, Reena Gupta.
For every point I have to make.
Okay, you've asked a question. Shehzad is responding. Shehzad, why give it to Bangladesh cheaper than you're giving it to Indians?
Navika, that is factually not true, because every central government which shipped into the vaccine manufacturer's kitty to make these vaccines got a rate for special vaccines for the priority class. We got 100 million at 150 rupees. Similarly, everybody else also got it. Now they're comparing their priority rate with our open market private clinic rate, which should not be done. They should compare their... One second, please, Reena ji, don't interrupt. I request you, don't make me shout. There are people who are sick in my building. Please don't make me shout. I request you, hear me, then you answer, please. Secondly, Navika, I would request you to answer one question. When you make the category open for 18 plus, for an 800 million population that needs vaccination, you need 1.6 billion vaccines for 2 doses. Can you tell me which production capacity in the world can give that? Where can the government of India also go? Therefore, the government of India is planning it properly.
That is the point. That is the point, and I want to go back to Dr. Sushila Kataria. Dr. Sushila Kataria, I want to ask you, in the middle of the second wave, which is showing its it's spread so fast, we're having a vaccine controversy that's currently raging in the country. I want to ask you, what is the ideal time in which these vaccinations should be completed? Because many people are saying there will be other mutants and other strains of the virus that will come in as time passes. So are we expecting a third and a fourth wave? And will the same vaccines that are available today be effective against the mutants that are likely to come in the future, given the fact that even today's mutants have impacted people who've already taken 2 jabs of the Covishield or the Covaxin varieties?
Okay, to summarize, I would like to say that vaccination is the most important tool, one of the most important tools to get out of this mess. We are in an urgency. Infection is spreading faster. We need to vaccinate at an equally fast pace. So we are racing against time. We do not have the luxury to vaccinate for 10 years and, see what is the use of vaccination when your 90% population is already infected and those who have severe disease have already suffered. So there has to be a collective effort from everybody. It's not a matter of fight. It is let's care and share point is there. So we have to boost our productions, and we are at a point where, you know, you borrow steel, you get from other countries, you boost your manufacturing, you develop a cooperation between the center and the state. So I'll not get into this, but we do not have the luxury of time. I think the maximum which we have is we can vaccinate our majority of population by the end of this year. If we cannot do the slowly you do it, the more infection happens, more mutants happen. Today, majority of the strains are amenable, even if not 100% to some extent. So every vaccination is useful. Even if somebody gets infected after getting 2 jabs, the severity is much, much milder. That's the whole purpose of the vaccine. So there is no question on the efficacy.
Which is why it is very, very urgent for the vaccination drive to be a success. States and centers confrontation doesn't help the matters. On day 1 of the opening up for all Indian adults, the vaccination, we've seen 80 lakh registrations coming in. The supply is a problem for the population of our size in this country, and even if we were to import everything from across the world, probably, we would still need more. In such a situation, I think the 2 very important words that have been stated by Dr. Sushila Kataria are important: care and share. States that are seeing the maximum heat of the corona second wave should be given priority, and others should learn to wait, because at the end of the day, we're talking about Indians, whether they live in Tamil Nadu, in West Bengal, in Kerala, in Delhi, or anywhere across the country. Care and share are the words Dr. Sushila Kataria is talking about, and I hope political parties will take a leaf out of her book. Thank you very much to my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.